What's up, buddy? Hey, welcome. Say hi. Hi. Chapter 5, Gospel of Mark. Probably the most important story, the one that you're going to spend most of the time with on that, is going to be the Gerasene demoniac. That is the name of it, from the region of Gerasa. Jesus lands with his disciples on the other side of the sea from last chapter. Up the land of Gerasa would have been known before we have some. My guy, I'm trying to be all serious. What? Um, Gerasa, we have an account of Roman occupation of Gerasa that was excruciating. Would have happened about would have been Jesus's grandparents, a couple, maybe 150 years before Jesus showed up. What was left was a ghost town. I mean, the ruins of the area, because this was a conquering power and they were not going to take lightly. So, why is that important to the study of the Gerasene demoniac? Here's this guy who is among the tombs. That is where he is found. Could it, like, reading the story plainly, it sounds like a horror story, but when you hear that this whole area is haunted by a history of systemic military occupation of death and violence, that someone might be haunted enough to live among the tombs, I think that points to it. Especially when the Lord Jesus asks the demons living within him, "What is your name?" And it says, "We are Legion." Legion being a military term for how many soldiers you have. Also, Jesus casts this swamp casts the demons into pigs. Pigs, you know Judaism enough to know about kosher laws. This is a pigs would have been very a symbol of Gentile, i.e., not Jewish. What happens to these pigs? They are cast into the sea. In Jewish history, animals being cast into the sea evokes a very distinct image, and that is the Red Sea, the Sea of Reeds, where Moses parts the sea that the Jewish people might walk across, the Hebrew people might walk across on dry ground, and if they make it to the other, when they make it to the other side, the water, the Pharaoh's soldiers are chasing after them, and the water swallows them up. It's a clear allusion to that story. So you see, like, Jesus is addressing generational trauma. Jesus came to this side of the lake just for this guy, maybe. And then from there, like, it's the metaphor that this isn't just about the Jewish story of the God's story of liberation isn't just for the Jewish people, but for all people, by using that story again, where water is washing away the signs of our chains and our bondage. And this guy is set free. Two things. Oh man. One, the people don't want Jesus to stick around. I can kind of expect the guy who had the pigs not wanting Jesus to stick around. How much livestock can you lose before you start thinking this guy's bad for business? But the rest of the town, this guy, for however long of his life, has been tormented by these demons. And here comes this Jesus who heals him, which just goes to show you, as a reminder, not everybody, your transformation for the better might cost you the people in your life right now. I think all of our friends who've come out. Run that risk. When they share that story with you, when they share that piece of you, whenever someone takes a chance on love, there is a chance that when you share who you are and the transformation that you are going through, not everyone's going to come with you. That is one of the lessons from the story. And then finally, gosh, I'm running through this for time. He asks if he can follow Jesus, and Jesus says no, because sometimes Jesus doesn't need you to follow him. Like, a life transformed. There are people who are called to getting an undergraduate education, a master's degree in divinity, going through the ordination process, and then becoming a pastor. Not this guy. This guy doesn't have to follow Jesus for 3.5 years, bear witness to the death and resurrection. He is transformed. Jesus sets him on the way. You have everything you need to share what good God has done in your life. I don't know which one of you needs that one, but it's there for you. Anyway, I'll see you around, my friends. Mark 5.